Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today's video is all about this guy, my 2016 Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro. It's got the great sounding Epiphone Pro buckers in the bridge and neck, three-way toggle. You've got the gold hardware throughout, including the Grover tuners on the back. For each humbucker you've got a volume and a tone control, and they are also push-pull, so you can split each of the humbuckers and you can also invert the phase. We'll go through the specs at the end of the video, my thoughts on this one and Epiphones in general versus Gibsons, but first let's hear some sounds. So we've got the Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro going into the Line 6 Pod Go, which for those that don't know is pretty much a smaller version of the Helix. It's got all the same amp models and effects, and we are today using my preferred Vox Ac30 setting. We've got a Timmy for overdrive, we've got a couple of delays in there and some reverb, but first let's just start with the guitar going straight in. Here's a clean tone. That's on the bridge. Let's go to the middle. And the neck. Let's play a few notes on the bridge again. Middle. And neck. That's on the bridge and the neck. I much prefer the bridge. For me, a Les Paul is a big, fat, bridge-driven sound. Let's play that same pattern again. We'll turn on some reverb from the Pod Go, and let's turn on some Timmy overdrive. Yeah, sounds nice. Back to the clean tone. Let's just have a bit of reverb on and let's play through some chords. Right, now we're going to go back to the overdrive, put on a bit of reverb, and let's play some... yeah. So hopefully you can hear that it's an Epiphone guitar, but it sounds really, really meaty. I mean, just listen to that is the sound of a Les Paul. I mean, we'll just tone it down again. So let's try a bit of So you can play with a big thick sound, but if you just bring your picking and attack down, you kind of go from to so the pickups on this guitar sound really, really nice. They react well to your playing. So if you want to dig in and push it, the guitar will go with you. But when you want to pull back, it does the same. It's a really nice, reactive, versatile guitar. And hopefully that's giving you a good feel for what this guitar can do. I don't use it a lot for cleans. For cleans I use a Telly or a Strat. But again, going back to the clean tone, it sounds okay. But I think most folks that want that Les Paul want it for the dirt. So again, just putting the Timmy back on. That's what people want from a Les Paul, and this sounds great. We do a quick comparison on the pickups between this and my SG. So let's just mute the sound. So here's the SG. Now obviously they are different guitars. You've got a Gibson SG and an Epiphone Les Paul, but I think in terms of the pickup quality and output, there is no noticeable obvious difference between the two. They are different guitars, they'll be different wood, but in terms of overall driven tone, I mean, for more than half the price, this Epiphone can hold its own with my Gibson SG. So yeah, I mean, if people are reluctant to buy an Epiphone because of the quality, don't be. This is great. I'm not a huge Les Paul fan. I find them a bit too heavy. This one, it's chambered, so it's not a complete solid block of wood, but it's quite heavy. And one of the weird things to me is that I just find they feel quite small. So I'm over 6 foot, and when I stand up with this guy, it feels just a bit too tiny. Just feels a bit strange. But again, the neck, the scale of Les Pauls and Gibsons, it's a bit smaller than Fenders, so it's easy to get around. This has got medium jumbo frets. It's a slim taper neck, so it's a really easy, quick guitar to play. But for me, it's just been the weight thing and the fact that they just look a bit small. If you're a big guy, these look like they've been shrunk in a wash. But yeah, if you want to get a Gibson Les Paul and you can't quite afford one, then these Epiphones are great. As you heard, the pickups, really, really good quality. I think over the years, Epiphone have invested well in the quality of their pickups, and these sound great. I'll quickly show you the coil splits. Again, I don't see the point really. You buy a Les Paul for a Les Paul sound, but again, here's the, and then with it split, it's a bit too thin. And then, again, of all the Les Paul players, you think of the guy with the big hat. I'm not going to go into those cheesy riffs, but I mean, you can get that tone from this guitar, so, I mean... So that was the audio demo of this great Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro. Again, this is the 2016 model. It's in left-handed. It's in ebony, and yeah, as I said, it's got the Epiphone Pro buckers in the bridge and the neck. They are coil split with the face splitting as well, and it's a great feeling, sounding and playing guitar. If you look at the headstock, obviously that's the biggest giveaway that it's not a Gibson. The Epiphone logo and just a distinct Epiphone shape of the headstock. On the back, you've got the Grover tuners, which are great, pretty much the same as a regular Gibson. On the front, again, you've got the 2 Pro Booker pickups. You've got the 3-way toggle switch, and you'll see the hardware is lovely. It's all gold, all along the guitar. You've got the nice inlays on the neck, and all along you've got this lovely white binding on the body and the neck again. On the back, you've got the 2 access plates for the controls. And yeah, it's all in all a great feeling, sounding and playing guitar. The frets are medio jumbo. The neck is slim tape, and it feels really, really nice and easy to play. It feels small in my hands. The action feels quite low, and you can really, really quickly get up and down the neck to do all kinds of lead work and chords. My thoughts on this guitar in general, yeah, as far as Les Pauls go, this is really, really good. Positives are the pickup sound great. So you'd have heard in that video, we A/B'd it against a Gibson SG, and yeah, both with standard pickups, when they're driven, you really struggle to notice the difference. I'm sure if you play with different sounds, different amps, there will be different tones, but overall, for paying half the price, it's pretty close to the Gibson pickups. And yeah, all in all, it's, I mean, the finish is really, really great. There are no kind of dinks or etches down the neck. The binding is done to really high quality. The guitar is it's meaty, but it's not too heavy. A lot of Les Pauls can be just really, really, really bulky and hard to play for a couple of hours. This one is, you hear, kind of chambered throughout, so it's meaty, but it's also, it's playable. Negatives, so obviously Epiphones are designed at a price point. So this was around £500, so there will be quality control issues compared to a Gibson. But again, on this particular model, you would struggle to find it unless you go looking for it. The neck feels as good as any Gibson I've played or had. The body's great. There are no dinks, scratches. It just, yeah, all round feels well built. The only giveaways on this one are on the scratch plate. So again, on the surface it looks good, but you'll find that the kind of where they've routed it out, there are kind of dinks around. You can feel the rough edges, which you would not get on a Gibson. And again, you can sand it down, but that's a giveaway telltale sale that it's yeah, they've cut some corners. And the most annoying thing for me is the nut at the top. So it looks fine, but if you're playing kind of chord work and you go down to an open E, if your finger kind of slides back over the nut, it's really, really sharp. And yeah, you need to make sure you don't do that, because it really kind of digs in and can cut your finger up. And again, on my Gibsons, my SG and my 335, the nut feels absolutely fine. And the final thing to point out is that because it's an Epiphone at around £500, they've got to do things to keep that price down low. With a Gibson, you'll get the Gibson hard case or the padded soft case. With this, you pretty much get the box it comes in. There is no case. You don't get the strap like with the Gibsons. There's no fancy photos of your guitar on the workbench. You pretty much, well, all the money goes into the guitar. There are no fancy extras. But having said that, if you want a nice sounding Les Paul, which is as close to a Gibson as you can get without really paying top dollar for it, I think these Epiphones are as good as you can get. This one out the box was set up really, really well. I've not done anything to it. The action feels great. Even the strings in it were good quality. So yeah, for those thinking about buying an Epiphone over a Gibson, if you don't need the Gibson brand, then this is a good option. With a Gibson, it will last you for life. If you invest, 1 or 2 grand in a guitar, with a Gibson, you're paying for that quality of workmanship, quality of parts. There's electronics and everything is going to last you, you know, for life with an Epiphone. There could be things under the bonnet that have done quicker and done cheaper. So electronics wise, they may die me at some point. But I think for £500, you're not buying a guitar that's going to last you, you know, 40, 50 years. You're buying a guitar because it sounds good, plays good, and you want to use it now. I'll have this for, you know, probably a few years. And if I gel with Les Pauls again, maybe I'll buy a Gibson. But if you don't want to splash out £1,000, then get one of these. They're a great sounding guitar, and yeah, so far I've loved it. That's all from today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you did, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts on whether you've got this guitar. Put your comments down below. I'm keen to hear what other people's experiences have been with this particular guitar. I know with mass-produced Epiphones, the quality can be hit and miss, but again, this one, 2016, left-handed in ebony, has been fantastic. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching.